it's me, and today I wanted to do a few videos for you. As you guys know, me and John will be traveling to LA to meet Sam and her husband in T-minus 2 days. It's Tuesday, so we're leaving in 2 days. We'll be leaving on Thursday. So I wanted to just make sure I had videos that were available to go up for you guys while I'm away. So I thought, why not catch up on all of the tag videos that I have kind of missed out on or kind of neglected to get to because I am a very, very bad procrastinator. So here's my beauty scenario tag. Question number 1. You have to get rid of all of your foundations and you can only keep one high-end and one drugstore. Which do you keep? First off, I don't collect foundation. I know there are a lot of people out there who have foundations for every single season or day of the week. I don't judge them. That is perfectly fine. I am the same way with highlighters and blushes, but foundations just have never been something that's really important to me. I have very clear skin. I was blessed with really good genetics in that way, and also I take care of my skin so that I don't have to rely on foundations. I just have never had good luck with them. I just have never had good luck with them. If I did have to pick high-end or drugstore though, I would stick with my high-end. I have tried drugstore products for foundations like throughout my entire high school career up into my early 20s, thinking that that was something that I needed a full coverage or medium coverage type of foundation, and everything just ended up splotchy or cakey or just not the right tone for me. So finally I moved on to Bare Minerals, which is kind of high-end. It's not super high-end because it's like $25 for like a pot, and I kid you not, that $25 pot will last you for an entire year, sometimes year and a half. So I did move on to that, and I would never, that stuff is just like my go-to. I am not currently using it, however. Right now I'm using a high-end tinted moisturizer by Laura Mercier in the color Ochre. I absolutely love it. It's the right amount of coverage for somebody like me who still likes to see her real skin come out and also who doesn't need a whole lot of coverage because she doesn't have a lot of problem areas. I am also oily to dry skin, so a tinted moisturizer is perfect for me. And I have tried drugstore tinted moisturizers, but they tend to be on the super oily side, whereas this formula is supposed to be for kind of combination skin. And also, I don't feel like there's enough coverage. Like this one has like a good amount of coverage considering it is a tinted moisturizer. So I definitely love that. And like I said, if I had to pick drugstore or high-end, I would probably pick high-end when it comes to just my preferences and the type of face that I have. You go for an interview and the lady interviewing you has lipstick on her teeth. Do you approach the subject or ignore it completely? This is a funny one because I have been on both spectrums. I have been the person with the lipstick on the teeth, and I've been the person who's seen the person with the lipstick on the teeth. And before I was that person with the lipstick on the teeth, I would say, oh my gosh, never. I would never tell somebody that they had something on their teeth. But now after experiencing having something on my teeth out in public and somebody just very nicely saying, hey, you know what, you have something right here, I would totally tell the person. There's a few scenarios of why I would tell them. One, because say I was hired by this lady and say she pulled out her compact or whatever right after I left the interview, I wouldn't want her thinking that I was somebody who would just kind of let her walk around and embarrass herself. Also, I would want somebody to do for the same thing for me. I would not want to go on continuing doing more interviews after that person and still have that lipstick on my teeth. I just, you know, I want my employer to know that they can trust me and that I'm looking out for them, and I think that's kind of part of it. Just like I would expect my husband or my friend or anyone to just kind of be like, hey, you know what? You got something on your teeth. And honestly, you can do it in kind of a light and airy way where it's just something you can laugh about and not really take seriously. Everyone's had stuff on their teeth. It just happens, you know? And like I said, because I've been in that position where I've had lipstick on my teeth and I know it's not the end of the world and I still speak to the person who pointed it out, I know that the person interviewing me would probably be thankful that I pointed it out. And you can, like, I don't know, I would just put it in kind of like an airy kind of like, oh my god, I love that lipstick, and then be like, oh, you know what, I think you have a little bit on your teeth, you know, I hate when that happens. You know, kind of relate so that way it's not an embarrassing thing. So I would definitely be the person who says, yeah, you do have something on your teeth, because again, I was that person walking around with something on my teeth, and I was very grateful to the person who told me that there was something right there. Do I have something on my teeth right now? You're not feeling yourself and need to pick me up. Which lipstick do you put on to make yourself feel beautiful? If I don't feel well, I'm not putting anything on my face. Let's just get that straight. I love makeup. I love playing with makeup. There's a sense of confidence that I have when my makeup's all done, but when I'm feeling sick, I'm in bed, my face is clear so I can rub on it as much as I want and use my tissues, and that's just me. My first instinct when I'm like, man, I feel like crap, is not to say, I need to go grab me some lipstick. So that doesn't apply to me. Go back in time for a day to your teenage years. How would you do your hair and makeup differently? First off, if I went back to my teenage self, I would tell myself to take off that makeup, stop worrying about the way you look, and concentrate on your books and not what you look like and the people around you and the boys and all of that. Because honestly, I was a mess in high school. You guys know it was not a good time for me. I just, you know, it was not a good time for me. Let's just leave it at that. You guys know if you saw my other videos why it was not a good time. But honestly, I would have just told myself not to just worry about the way that I look, period. Because I was so concerned about the way my hair was, my makeup was, and all of that, that I think I missed out on a lot of what high school should have been about. And I made a lot of mistakes and I attracted the wrong kind of attention because of it. But directly answering this question, probably the only thing, because my hair is the same exact way as it was in high school. Like, let's face it, I haven't changed my hair color. I still dye it the same way. I still have it at the same length. And I mean, pretty much I've added bangs maybe. But if I had to go back, I would say draw in those eyebrows. Here's a pencil. Here's some dip brow. Do something, because you can't see them. My eyebrows were just non-existent, and it took a very long time, even into my 20s, before I realized you can fill them in. I always just admired everybody's just like very nice deep brown brows that matched their hair color, and I'm like, and then I didn't realize that like more than half of them were probably just drawn in. So yes, I would definitely go back and just hand myself some Anastasia Beverly Hills products and be like, go crazy. 5, you ask your hairdresser for a shoulder length Pixie Lott haircut, but they hear wrong and give you a pixie cut. Do you A, smile, say thank you, leave and call your mom this must be a British person, mom hysterically, or B, cry in a chair and let things get awkward, or C, complain to the manager and demand a refund? First off, I go to a hairdresser who has known me for the last 13 years and done my hair, who would smack me across the face if I asked for a pixie cut, period. I trust her enough to know that if I ever came in there with some insane idea like, I want to chop all this off, she would be like, not doing it. But if I did get the wrong haircut, which I have actually gotten a lot, which is how I met my current hairdresser, who again I've been going to for like over a decade, I got the wrong haircut and had to go back a week later, and she fixed it for me. I didn't ask for a refund back then. Again, I was like in my teens, you know, my mom was paying for it, so it wasn't that important to me to make a big deal about it, and also I was very insecure back then. But now if I were to get a bad haircut, again, I know my hairdresser well enough that she would never give me one. Say I go to somebody who I don't know though because she's unavailable and I'm like, this is not what I paid for, I'm really unhappy with it. I would just say while I was in the chair, you know what, I'm really not pleased with this. This is not what I thought it would be. First off, I would probably say something, because you don't accidentally get a bad haircut. You can kind of see what's happening to your hair as they're getting it cut. I'm that person who, if it's going the wrong direction, I'm like, whoa, hold up. And I'll nicely say, I don't think we have the same idea of what we are talking about, you know, I don't think we're agreeing on what we mean by the cut that I'm talking about. So I'd kind of stop it in its tracks. Say I didn't ever see my hair and it just came out to be a hot mess. Again, I would probably say, you know, I'm not really happy with this. Is there any way that we can try to fix this? I wouldn't demand a refund, but I would want to have a solution, because now that I use my own hard-earned money and my husband's hard-earned money, and it's not just, you know, I know kind of what a dollar is worth, I definitely wouldn't walk out of there unhappy. And honestly, life is too short, I've realized, to kind of not have this service that you pay for, kind of. Yeah, but I would never be rude. I would never be rude. And then I would also call my mom hysterically crying about my bad haircut. Number 6, your friend surprises you with a 4-day city break and you have 1 hour to pack. Which do-it-all palette do you pack in your makeup bag? If I had to pick one do-it-all palette out of all of my makeup palettes, this would kind of probably surprise some of you guys considering the palettes that I have been loving, but I would probably pick up my Naked 3 palette and take that with me. Only because it's very good for neutral looks, and it's also good for night looks, and it's also good for like non-existent looks. Like say you just want a little bit of depth, if you can grab Nooner, put that in your lid, and you're good to go. So that would be my palette that I would take, which again probably surprises some people because I don't use it regularly, although I am using it today, so I don't know. 7, your house has been robbed. Don't worry, everyone is safe, but your beauty stash has been raided. What's the product you would really hope is safe? I could give a crud less about my makeup. I know it sounds terrible considering I've spent so much money on building my collection or stash, but you know what? Makeup is makeup. I don't wear it every day, you guys know that, so it's kind of like it wouldn't really affect my everyday life, and part of the fun of makeup is kind of purchasing it. I know that sounds terrible, but part of the fun of makeup is trying new things, so it would kind of be, I'm not saying I want somebody to come rob my beauty stash, but it wouldn't be the end of the world for me. What would make me really sad though is if somebody took off with all of my skincare, because I have built up a nice little skincare routine and collection of masks and sheet masks and, you know, moisturizers and serums and stuff that really are, you know, pricey as a whole, that I would be really bummed if somebody took that, because my skin is what I really try to take care of. So if somebody took off with all of that, then I'd be kind of bummed. That would bum me out. 8, your friend borrows your makeup and returns it in awful condition. Do you A, just pretend you haven't noticed, B, ask them to repurchase it, or C, secretly do the same to something of theirs? First off, if you're that type of person who would like backhandedly do something bad to your friend's stuff because they unintentionally did something bad to your stuff, you're not a very good friend. Maybe you need to reevaluate your relationship. I would never do that, let's just say that. B, I wouldn't ask them to repurchase it. Honestly, any of my friends would A, take care of my stuff, and B, if something did happen to it, like, knowing my friends and their personalities, they would have already probably repurchased the product for me. Like, I would never ask them to or expect them to, but they're just a lot like me, whereas if I mess something up or my kids got a hold of it, that's on me, that's my fault, my bad. I would repurchase it for my friend, and I know my friends are a lot like that, so I would never ask them to repurchase it. And A, I would never pretend like it didn't happen, just because, you know, you don't want that resentment in the back of your head. Like, even though it's not a big deal, you wouldn't want that affecting your relationship anyway, so it's just better to just, I think, hash it out. So I would just be like, hey, like, did you have an accident with my palette? Like, you know, it's not what it looks like, you know, it's no big deal. I was just wondering, like, are you okay? Did something happen to the point where my makeup is destroyed? I don't know. I would talk about it, most definitely, but I would never be like accusatory, like, what did you do? You know, because again, makeup's really not that important when it comes to like true friends. So there you have it. There is the makeup scenario tag or beauty scenario tag. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna let you guys go so I can do some more tags. So I hope you guys are enjoying your day. If you guys like these types of videos, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you guys all later. Bye.